Hello, everybody, and welcome to the WildWeiler Weekly Wrap. As always, I am WildWeiler. Have you ever sat up late at night making the same line art of a fawn blowing into a horn for a card to congratulate a friend on her art show and then go to misspell the word peace in said card, but you only realize you made the mistake after sealing the envelope? And the envelope, by the way, is a vintage Lord Baltimore Elite Crushed Ripple envelope, so you're not going to tear it open and remake the card because that would be nuts. Also, you just spent an hour making a line art of the fawn and you finally got an example you wanted and the word is on the same card, and then the whole time you're doing this, you just have this like thing in your mind where you're like, I'm forgetting to do something. Have you ever done that exact same series of steps? Because I did that. And I realized the thing I was forgetting to do was write a script for this show, the WildWeiler Weekly Wrap. But the good news is I remember. So, let's wrap. Last week, I announced the first ever WildWeiler Webfishing tournament, and on Saturday, it freaking happened! It was great. It was really good. I had a blast. There was a huge turnout. A number of people were there. If you were there, sound off in the comments for me. That would just be fun. It was so amazing. We had 2 awards, smallest and biggest catches. Here's the image of how that turned out. It was great. Lovely people. Our winner of smallest fish was friend of the channel, Bacchus DM, and biggest fish was Ryan. So, cool. Hi, Ryan. Good job. Anyways, it was a great time. You can catch the whole thing over on VOD, and I just want to thank everybody who was there. You all made it such a fun and wonderful event, and I will never forget it, to be honest. I had so much fun, I forgot to keep a notepad by my keyboard while streaming to notate the time that funny things happened to clip later. So if anybody wants to do my homework for me and watch a 2-hour VOD and notate the time, I would appreciate it because I have a lot of homework and work this week, but also don't feel obligated to because, we all only have so much time and I get it. That's not the point, though. In any case, I am here to announce 2 more fishing tournaments. That's right, 2. 2 more fishing tournaments. The first one, and this is going to be very much like our last one, but there will be more awards. The first one will be happening Saturday, November 16th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. We will have a WildWeiler web fishing tournament. So, there is that. And then the other one is going to happen on Black Friday. So that's Friday, November 29th at 4 p.m. And that's also going to be a fishing tournament. Different rules for either one. Those will get posted in advance, so stay tuned for that. I got to make some little rule cards, basically, because I guess graphic design is my passion now. But please stay tuned. Call of Duty Black Ops 6 came out this week, and it's on Games Pass, so I played it. It really does make for a week where I'm playing a game that came out recently, so that's huge. Welcome, new viewers. I hope you love my opinions on your Call of Duty game. Yeah, so I'm only really superficially interested in the campaign mode. That's the only thing I play Call of Duty games for, and that is that. There's nothing else in them that, super intrigues me. I'm not a big PvP shooter guy, especially now that everybody in games are just, greased boots sliding everywhere. It annoys me. That's not the point, though. The point is if I was Activision, I would be embarrassed because I'm a terrible company who's kind of evil. But I would also be embarrassed for spending this much money on a game and having a campaign mode this weird and baffling and buggy and technically odd and with a garbage UI. And what I mean by a garbage UI is I'm pretty sure we all gave Red Dead Redemption 2 hell for the amount of wheels that it had to select weapons and gear and whatnot. And you guys were like, wait a minute. This is the best thing ever, but what if the game didn't pause when you opened one of these wheels? And what if we mapped grenades to E? So, thanks for that. Activision. Yes, I could change my keyboard mapping, but I don't care to. That being said, it's not a bad game. The writing is exactly what you would expect from a Call of Duty game that takes the approach that, I suppose, unsanctioned extrajudicial activity by rogue CIA officers is a good thing. So, beware of that. But it is fun. It's fun. But it is not a bad game. Okay, it is a bad game. And what I mean by that is the game is a whole bunch of small games crammed together. Like, that's the real thing. Is it's not a game, it's a bunch of games. And none of those games are bad. They're all just like C+ games. But together it's this discordant thing. And once again, we are only talking about the campaign mode. One example is there are social stealth levels where you walk around and do social stealth stuff. And that's fun and great and wonderful. And I have really kind of enjoyed those. But they are all glitchy. They're all glitchy. Like, unlike, say, like Payday 2, where when a guard can see you and it's pretty predictable. You technically know when guards can see you in the social stealth in this, but it's clumsy. And boy, does it feel like sometimes they can see through walls, or sometimes they can't see through walls. So you have no idea when you're really safe or not. And that's embarrassing, frankly. The other thing I really liked is there is this like open world Battlefield style level where you're doing car stuff. The car physics though is janky. But it is also like fun for what it is. And then later in the game, there's like a spooky horror level, which has amazing sound design and is really good. And its only flaw is that it has like one too many boss fights. That's the big thing. It just has like one too many boss fights. And that's not too bad, all things considered. And then just overall, the weapon choice in the levels makes no sense. Like, there was a very indoor level where it would have been just cool to have a level where everybody has a handgun. It would have made sense. Why are the bad guys in this, like, indoor public space pulling up machine guns all of a sudden? Where did they get the machine guns? Why are they carrying them with them? Like, how is nobody bothered by this? So, anyways, that's not my point, really. It's just, it would have been nice to see if you're going to go with a high variety of levels. Those levels have weapons that make sense for the variety of level. Is this clear? There is also a home base mechanic where you get this sort of like Cold War era mansion and you get to upgrade it. There's a couple of fun little puzzles in it. I really liked that. Like, literally in my notes, it's like, ooh, the mansion part is fun. And that's because the mansion part is fun. There are a lot of bits in the game that are individually fun. It's just none of them are completed to a degree of polish where they can then be slotted in with each other to make a coherent feeling game. I don't know what the solution to this is because, like I said, none of them are good enough to stand up on their own, but they also don't stand up very well together. So it is like a deck of playing cards, but the playing cards are old and like kind of warped. So yeah, it stands up, I suppose, easier than a normal deck of cards, but it's not impressive. So it is what it is. I will finish Call of Duty Black Ops 6, and I am going to give it a 5 out of 10. But that's only because I have Game Pass and didn't actually pay anything for it, so it is worth what I paid for it. $15 a month, baby! Netflix enticed me with a new show this week, The Diplomat. Well, okay, it's not a new show. The show has been out for a bit, I suppose, but they did get a new season, which I have not watched yet. But I did watch the whole first season because it was popping up in my popping off thing. And it's good. It's good. The Diplomat is about the American ambassador to the United Kingdom in a fictional timeline around the time our friend Joe Biden gets elected. Hi, Joe. I know you watch every episode and you're busy, but if you could just like give me a shout out before you leave office, that would be... Actually, don't do that. I do not want that much attention this quickly. I don't even have a good slide whistle transition sound yet, and you can't be national figure. Sorry, Joe, go away. Back to this joke went too long. I'm bailing. Anyways, The Diplomat is a political thriller drama show that sucked me right in hard, and I really liked it. I have really, really enjoyed it. I think it's incredibly well acted. I think it's well written. I think it's well produced. I think everything is done well. The way the characters are, the way drama is inserted into the narrative, everything makes sense, and it's all kind of done in fresh, exciting ways that you don't really see in TV a lot. So the writer's room is doing good things over there at the Diplomat. I highly recommend watching the show if you are a fan of political dramas or spy shows with a big emphasis on like gathering intelligence and mystery rather than action and adventure. I'm not going to rate the show yet because I do just want to finish the second season and you can give kind of an idea of everything that's out there, because rating the first season seems a little incomplete while I do have the second season to watch. So stay tuned, and I just want to say that I recommend The Diplomat on Netflix. That does it for this week. Coming up on YouTube tomorrow, Tuesday, will be the first episode of Titanfall Tuesday. So there you go. We're going to do that. That'll be the last Let's Play series for the year. I had a blast making it. I hope you have a blast watching it. That does it for the week. As always, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.